Attention, 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 guys. I'm not kidding. Bitcoin finally made a false breakout of the key resistance level. What does it all mean for us? Because Bitcoin literally gonna collapse after this significant movement. Let me explain. So basically, previously, when Bitcoin was approaching the key resistance level 80k by this upward movement, Bitcoin confirmed that 80k it was key resistance level. After that, by this second touch, Bitcoin again confirmed the 80k as a key resistance level because the high price by this hourly candle was approximately 80k, not approximately, precisely 80k. And by this upward movement, smart money grabbed the liquidity above the resistance level and above the extreme points, which means that right here there was accumulated own position. And after that, price crossed it back. On top of that, after that, Bitcoin. It seems like the momentum of the current upward movement is faded. Maximums and minimums start to decrease, which means like the momentum of the current upward movement is faded, and with a high probability we may see Bitcoin lower. But Bitcoin made another next trap. Bitcoin was still pushing higher till Bitcoin made again a false breakout of the key resistance level at 80k. But Bitcoin has not updated the highest price of this consolidation, which means that above the key resistance level, above the high price, above 81,272 was a bunch of liquidity, because above each extreme point, especially the highest or the lowest price of this fluctuation, gonna be bunch of liquidity. And Bitcoin made a bunch of traps right here, because Bitcoin showed right here false breakout of the key resistance level, and after that Bitcoin made a downward movement, but this downward movement ended up with that upward movement, which updated the high price but not the highest price of this fluctuation. After that Bitcoin gave another one upward movement, and Bitcoin finally by this week, especially by this candle, grabbed the liquidity above the key resistance level, because previously the high price was at approximately 81,272, and by this upward movement Bitcoin approached the key resistance level at 81,500. To be precise, it was the high price right now. It is 81,478. And by this candle, especially by this week, smart money grabbed the liquidity above the key resistance level, which means that right here there was accumulated own position. And right now, of course, I'm recording this video in advance, but anyway, Bitcoin is planning to close this daily candle this bearish way with a long wick above the candle and with the red candle, which seems that we can interpret as a bearish signal. And on top of that, Bitcoin made a false breakout of the key resistance level, which means that the momentum of the current upward movement literally faded. And I'm not saying that Bitcoin is trading in the overbought area. Bitcoin is showing divergence, for example, on the 1 hour time frame on the RSI chart, because that's obvious. And I think that's obvious for everyone that we should not connect to current upward movement due to that fact that Bitcoin gave this upward move for approximately 30% just for several days. And I think it's just too late, and it's wrong to chase some upward movement, because Bitcoin has already given this upward movement, and it's too late and too expensive to buy Bitcoin right now. I'm not saying that Bitcoin is gonna collapse till zero, but anyway, it's not the entry point right here if we talk about some long entry points. And so basically right here we can see that Bitcoin made a false breakout of the key resistance level. Bitcoin is planning to close this daily candle by this bearish way. On top of that, below each low of the daily candle, gonna be a bunch of liquidity. The first liquidity extreme point gonna be at the lowest price right here. It's 77,632, and right here it is 75,545. And Bitcoin right now is creating this diagonal support level, which means that if price hits this diagonal support level, confirm this diagonal support level, after that show in a bit upward bounce, and after that, if Bitcoin confirms this diagonal support level, price may continue to pushing downward with breaking below the diagonal support level, with a continuation of a current downward movement toward the support level, and at the same time extreme point at 77,700. So basically, to that factor said previously, I'm expecting a continuation of a correction from the current price, downward move from approximately current price toward the support level at 75k. After that we will see. But what about some entry points? I found some key resistance level. more higher if Bitcoin, because I'm allowed for the possibility that Bitcoin may go higher. And if this happen, of course, this is a low probability that it may happen. But anyway, 85,000, Bitcoin previously was trading above the support level, but after that, by this downward movement, Bitcoin broke it below, and since that moment, the price hasn't touched the levels of resistance one, which means that if Bitcoin hits this resistance level, resistance area 84, $85,000 from the resistance level, we may see in a bit downward movement over the support level 80k. There I will be firing some short trades if price hits this resistance level as a condition, and at the resistance level 88, $87,000, we'll be firing some short trades aiming for a bounce back toward the support level 85, 80k, and stuff like that. But due to that fact that Bitcoin is planning to close this candle in this bearish way, I'm not allowed for the possibility. I'm expecting a downward move from approximately current price toward the support level 75,000, and after that we will see. But of course, I'm allowed for the possibility that Bitcoin may go higher, and if it's happened, but it's lower probability said previously at 85, at 88k, I will be firing some short trades aiming for a bounce back. So basically, guys, that's it for today. But what about Ethereum? Ethereum made a false breakout of the highest price of this consolidation in advance before Bitcoin, because above this extreme point was a bunch of liquidity. Above this extreme point gonna be bunch of liquidity, and by this moment, Ethereum grabbed the liquidity above their resistance level, which means that right here, smart money accumulated their own position, because by this moment they caused some stop runs right here, and that there was accumulated your own position right here. And right now on the daily time frame, if we switch to the daily time frame right here, we can see that Ethereum is planning to close also this candles in bearish way, which means that with the high probability we may see a continuation of a current downward movement toward the support level at 2450, 2400, and stuff like that, guys. So basically, this was just my take and my view on Ethereum and Bitcoin, on Ethereum's and Bitcoin's chart. Not financial advice, guys, just my thoughts. See you later. Thank you for watching, and bye bye, guys. Thank you so much.